here you are, about to open on one of the biggest stages in the world at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
When you got the call that you would be opening this Super Bowl in New Orleans, singing America the Beautiful, you thought what?
When I was in Australia on tour and I picked up the phone and there was a little bit of is this real? Is this actually going to happen? Is it real? I want to know that it's real before I get excited, you know? And then it became, it was real. It was a real call. And I was tickled. I was like, this is crazy. And the thing that makes it so special too, I remember when we were doing the These Are the Days music video.
The videos, which are all shot in New Orleans. An explosive kind of Mardi Gras, hilarious, wonderful
I just wanted it to be exuberant.
Yeah.
Everything about that shoot was just so much fun. Hanson Snowballs, they were the ones handing out the
snowballs,
snow cones.
Crawfish, beads, trombone short. I mean, everybody and their dog is in this thing. I was waiting for Al Hurt and Pete Fountain to rise from the grave to come back and play backup for you.
That would be very spectacular. Yeah, wow. But so afterwards, Troy, Trombone Shorty, he puts his arm around me and he says, you have a brother here. And we had worked together multiple times prior to that, but just knowing that he was basically accepting me into the fold. New Orleans is thick, okay? They are not messing around. They have people have their place here. They have their cliques, they have their people. And so for him to do that and say, you know, hey, I'm a brother here. I'm someone that is for you in this city. That meant the world to me. And then you see these moments where it is true. He told me, he said, I wanted to play America the Beautiful. And I was like, who can I get to sing this? And he said, you were the first person that came to mind, you know? Those are the moments that I'm like, this became even more special because of the people
you and Trombone Shorty playing it together.
Yes, yes.
And what do you want? First of all, what does that song mean to you?
Oh
America
my gosh. Well, I remember so this is what I really did. When I got the phone call, I was like, holy cow. And what any dreamer artist does, I am a full-blown dreamer. I hang up the phone. I said, yes, mister, I will take the offer. Thank you so much. Mr. Boatman, hang up the phone and I go, oh, beautiful. And I immediately start practicing. I'm like, okay, let's see. How does it feel the most human in my voice? Where will it cut through to this generation? What the age that we are living in right now, the political climate that we're living in right now, how can I use this song to cut through to people who might be jaded toward our country or might not love what we have in this country or what we've built in this country? You know, how can I use this song? And the line, and I'm not trying to sound cliche at all because I know, hello, Christian, whatever, but when it says, God shed his grace on thee, that line, it just really gripped me to the core. In a way, I've sang songs all over talking about God, right? Yeah. But when you see a song that is meant for something else and it still includes the power of God in it, that to me it's meant to honor our nation and show the beauty of our nation, right? But they also know, wow, God has done something for this nation. There's something unique about this. And that to be able to sing that song with a true conviction versus just, oh yeah, I'm just gonna jump up on stage and have this opportunity.
Well, you know, a woman, Catherine Lee Bates, wrote the lyrics, but the music was written by a choir master at a church, Samuel Ward. Wow. So when I heard you were singing, I thought, this is kind of this song coming home.
Wow.
We've heard a lot of artists sing this, but because of your particular background, I thought, this song is going to live in you when you sing this.
Wow. That's how it feels.
Because of the roots.
That's how it feels. And the arrangement is so honoring to New Orleans. And Troy really, he and his crew came up with this arrangement. I was out of town, so I couldn't be in the studio. And he sent it to me and he said, you know, I wanted to give a hat tip to New Orleans because we're here, but I also know you're from Lafayette, so I wanted to give a hat tip to Lafayette. So he came up with this arrangement that rhythmically suits both places. That is so not only are the lyrics and the potency of it coming from that church background, right? That I feel like I'll be able to sing with my heart and soul. But it also represents Louisiana, which is just, it's so pure. Like, it's authentic. That's the best thing.
Well, I just saw you a few weeks ago in Washington, and Washington can be a rough crowd. That's probably the hardest audience ever because they're only worried about themselves and their own power. And I think any performer getting up in front of them, it's so hard. You brought such grace and soul to the offering. I thought, wow, and people were out of their chairs. This was a dinner.
Yes.
And people normally would sit and watch from afar. They crowded around the around the dais. I mean, it was really something to watch. I always watch audiences. You always can tell from the audience what's really happening.
Yes.
And they rose up, and as you started singing, these people started moving closer. An actor friend of mine was next to me and said, "This girl's got soul." I said, "Of course she's got soul. She's from New Orleans, she's from Louisiana. She's got plenty of soul."